Alright, welcome to another video. My name is Randall. I do want to apologize if I sound a little stuffed up. I am trying to get over a little bit of a cold. Figures the weather here finally gets nice and I get a cold. In any event, tonight we are briefly going to talk about impeachment of Donald Trump and why that may be doing just what Donald Trump wants. Before I get into talking about Donald Trump, we're going to talk about George Zimmerman and how what went on with George Zimmerman sort of relates to the idea of impeaching Donald Trump. Now, truth be told, I work in the legal field for my day job. And I have done so for the past almost, 7 and 8 years or so. And I watched with a very close eye the trial of George Zimmerman when he for shooting and killing Trayvon Martin. And the one thing that stuck in my mind was the moment that the state of Florida announced they were going to charge him with murder, I knew it was over. I knew it was over then and there, and George Zimmerman was going to walk. Now you're asking yourself, well, Randall, how could you know that George Zimmerman was going to be found not guilty before the trial even started? Because the state of Florida decided to charge him with the wrong crime. I know it sounds weird. I know everybody's used to watching shows like Law and Order, or maybe they watch Live PD, or they watch one of these shows where if you kill somebody, you're always charged with murder, and the person confesses at the end, and everything's wrapped up in a nice little package with a little bow on it, and that's not how it works in the legal field. Now, have they charged George Zimmerman with negligent homicide, reckless homicide, or one of those lesser charges? Yeah, I get it, and it sounds, I don't know what the right word I want to use to convey my thought here, but it sounds like you're getting less than what you should. If you kill somebody, you should instantly go away for life. And with some of these homicides, you get maybe 5 to 12 years, and within 4 years, good behavior, you're given probation and you get to live the rest of your life. And I know that sounds to some people out there that, why should you only serve 4 years for taking another person's life? And I understand that. But what George Zimmerman did that day wasn't murder. Okay, yeah, he killed Trayvon Martin. He followed him when he shouldn't have. He racially profiled Trayvon Martin. But it was a homicide. It wasn't a murder. Murder, there has to be intent. Murder, there has to be premeditation. There was no true premeditation there. He was just following him around. Now you're asking yourself, what does this have to do with the impeachment of Donald Trump? It has a lot to do with the impeachment of Donald Trump. George Zimmerman walked because the state of Florida outkicked its coverage. Now, if you're a football fan, you're familiar with that phrase, outkick your coverage. It generally occurs when the punter or the kickoff specialist boots the ball and it gets to the return man at a point where the special teams, which is trying to block the returning team, is not able to engage everybody at the proper time. And it usually results in the return man getting a big gain. That's exactly what happened in Florida. And I fear, in fact, it's my suspicion, that if we try to impeach Donald Trump, that we're outkicking our coverage. We're giving Donald Trump exactly what he wants. Now, it's a very thin ice. It's a dangerous situation to try to impeach Donald Trump. And here's why. You see, if we fail, for any reason, if we fail, Donald Trump will take that as vindication that he did nothing wrong. If we fail, Fox News will announce it as vindication of Donald Trump, that he never did anything wrong. His supporters, his Jonestown, as I like to call them. And if you don't get that reference, I suggest you open up another tab, you type in Jim Jones, you type in Jonestown. You'll get the reference. So, if we impeach Trump and we fail, his followers, his sanctioned media, which is Fox News, Let's not try to play any games here. Let's not try to hide it. It is the officially sanctioned news media of the White House and Donald Trump. And Trump himself will consider this full vindication. If you ever wanted to live at a time, just see what it would be like when the bad guys won. If we try to impeach Trump and we fail, you'll be able to see it right then and there. See, Nancy Pelosi, despite the fact that some of her colleagues don't like the way she's handling it, she's actually playing it smart. Okay? Because she understands the gravity of the situation. She understands what the other side is going to view impeachment as if it fails. They're going to view it as vindication. So, what can we do? What can we do? Well, this is where the grassroots effort comes in. You gotta understand there's going to be some Trump supporters out there that are lost causes. Okay? I equate to some of these people as being, they're on the Titanic, and you know the Titanic's sinking, and you know you can't save everybody. You got that person out of fear, they're clinging to a railing saying, no, I'm not leaving. And you can do nothing but let that person go down with the ship. There's going to be some people out there, and it could be a family member. They're a diehard Trump supporter. You're going to have to let them go down with the ship. Okay? Donald Trump, throughout these past couple years, has espoused a fascination and a love for dictators like Kim, Durante, Putin. As I speak, recording this, Donald Trump just issued a tweet saying, oh, he's all in on LGBT Pride Month, despite the fact that Trump earlier this year issued orders to kick transgender people out of the military and has told Durante to his face that he admires the way he handles things in his country. And Durante's the type of guy in the Philippines who executes members of the LGBT community. So that's where we are with Trump. And the way to beat him is you got to really put on full blast. You really got to put on full blast and expose the type of people that Trump's cozied up with. Don't worry about Russia right now. Don't focus too much on Russia. I've read the Mueller report multiple times. I can say that Donald Trump pretty much spoke like a drug dealer, speaking in codes. For example, a drug dealer, instead of saying, hey, I want 4 kilos, will say, hey, I want 4 shirts. Donald Trump Jr. wasn't that smart. But anyways, I digress. Don't focus so much on Russia. Focus on some of the laws that Trump is trying to pass. Focus on his abuse of power. Focus on what he's trying to do with the border. Focus on the tariffs he's trying to raise. Focus on the company he's trying to keep. Focus on the fact that he was the first presidential candidate since George Wallace to be endorsed by the Ku Klux Klan. All those things, they could end up adding either to impeachment, or it could be the fuel that lets fire under people to vote Trump out of office. Because see, if he gets voted out of office, that's going to be the biggest blast to his ego that he's ever had. And he damn well might not be able to recover from it. So when you're on social media and you see these memes blasting Nancy Pelosi for not jumping aboard and just going all in on impeachment, remember, impeachment's exactly what Donald Trump wants. He's craving it. He wants the Democrats to try to impeach him. Because he's hoping and hedging his bet that it will fail. And he will use that as motivation and fuel to be reelected. Impeachment's a dangerous game, folks. Might not be one we want to play. In any event, I'll see you when I make my next video. Be kind to somebody. Have a great day.